Every fighting game has that one special character that makes you want to break your controller, uninstall the game, and then punch a game developer in the face. Today, let's look back on the most annoying characters that NetherRealm has ever made. If you hate annoying characters too, then make sure to leave a like down below and then subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And now a quick word from today's sponsor. Dashfight is your all-in-one hub for everything fighting games. For example, they even have guides from tournament players, which is great because if you want to improve, then it's important to learn from the best. And then they also have high-level tournament commentary as well, which is a personal favorite of mine. Whether you love Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball FighterZ, or any fighting game in between, Dashfight has you covered. Or they have some really fun top 5 and top 10 videos as well about fighting games, which I also enjoy watching a ton. Like this video right here covering the top 5 pop-offs in Mortal Kombat 11. What a hype video. I love watching beef and I enjoy grudge matches too. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Once again, Dashfight is your all-in-one stop for everything fighting games. And they were nice enough to sponsor my channel, so I highly recommend you check out Dashfight today. And now it's time for Injustice, and I'm sure everyone is expecting me to talk about Deathstroke. However, I already made a full video on Deathstroke if you want to check it out, and everyone already complains about Deathstroke. And the same goes for Superman. That character was also extremely cheap, but I already have a full video on him if you want to check it out. So instead, today we're talking about Scorpion, because when this character first dropped, everybody online was complaining, threatening to uninstall the game, or just refusing to play anymore until this character got nerfed. And there's a lot of reasons why players felt this way, but the most common complaint had to be his teleport, and you can likely already see why. It switches sides, and keep in mind, Injustice does not have a block button. You have to walk in the opposite direction of your opponent. And because Scorpion teleports behind you, if you want to block him, you have to push in the opposite direction, or in other words, you have to walk forward right when he teleports. And for a lot of players, that was easier said than done, because not only is this teleport relatively fast, but Injustice had some really bad online netcode, and as a result, there was plenty of lag, and trying to react to this thing was really hard. Not to mention, Scorpion could also do it from the air, which made him really hard to predict. Pretty much at any point in time, he could just switch sides and catch you off guard. And even though the attack does hit high now, that was not the case when Scorpion first came out. Instead, it hit mid, which meant you could not duck under this thing. And if all that wasn't bad enough already, we still have the meter burn version to talk about. As you can see, it is just as fast. In fact, it might be faster, and it launches the opponent to start combos. And to make things even crazier, it's also safe on block, so there's no risk for doing it. And just like his regular teleport, Scorpion can do this whenever he wants to in the air, and it makes him very tough to predict. Only this time, if he catches you, he gets a full combo, and even though Scorpion didn't do crazy damage, he still hurt a decent amount. As you can see, this teleport is a nightmare, but thankfully there is a built-in way to deal with it, but a lot of players didn't know about it at the time, myself included, until I learned about it watching Maximilian Dude's video. As it turns out, in the Injustice games, if you hold straight down, it blocks in both directions, so you don't have to switch sides. And if more players knew about this, their lives would have been so much easier, because at least now it doesn't matter which direction you press, just hold straight down and you'll be fine for both situations. But here's the problem: if you just crouch there and hold down and like, hey, come and teleport at me, Scorpion, guess what? He can do this, Hellfire. And as you just saw, yes, the move is unblockable and does 6% damage. And then if he spins the bar, it does even more at 9% damage and also hits opponents that are laying on the ground. Or in other words, the Scorpion player could pretty much guarantee an extra 9% at the end of their combo. Yeah, this move was pretty dirty. And then to make things even worse, the meter burn version can hit you before you actually touch the ground. I'm gonna do my best to time it, and there we go. As you can see, it can catch you landing. You don't even have to be on the ground, and even worse, it can catch you as you're about to jump too. As you can see, I wasn't joking when I said this character was annoying. So next up, let's talk 50-50s. That's right, Scorpion has overhead, low mix-ups, both of which lead to a full combo. First up, let's talk about the overhead. Really good range on this thing because Scorpion steps forward, and once he lands this thing, he can dash forward and get a full combo. He doesn't even need meter. Look at that, 30%, almost 1/3 of your life for a mix-up. And then next up we have the low. Once again, it leads to a full combo without any meter required. However, as you can see, the damage is a bit lower, so at least that's nice. And thankfully, both mix-ups are also fully punishable on block, unless you space the overhead perfectly. In that situation, it can be a bit tough to punish because it's only -7. But now it's time for something really dirty. If Scorpion left you standing and then canceled into the teleport, he was +25 on hit. That's right, +25, which means you're forced to block the 50-50. If you press any buttons, it won't matter. You have to block. So for example, if I'm the Scorpion player, I can do this, and uh-oh, you guessed wrong. I'm gonna bring you in, And we're gonna do the whole thing over again. This time it's an overhead. Oh no, spin the bar again. Let's go, let's keep this train going. This time it's a low. Oh no, no, no. And as you can see, I can just keep doing this as long as I have the bar to meter burn the chain. However, the one nice thing is the overhead is twice as fast as the low, and as a result, after the teleport hits you, you can block low and then block high immediately afterwards, and it should cover both situations, unless the Scorpion player just delays their low, in which case they would catch you completely. Once again, this character was very annoying, but there's one final move we have to talk about, and that's Scorpion's trait. This lights his body on fire and does continuous damage to the opponent, and as a result, every single combo now does more damage. So remember how I said Scorpion's damage is a bit below average? Well, once he pops trait, that's no longer the case. And that's especially true if you do it mid-combo, because check it out, it staggers the opponent and allows you to keep going. So not only does every combo do more damage, but you can also activate it mid-combo just to keep the combo going. Yeah, this trait's pretty godlike. In fact, this trait did the most damage in the corner because you stay close to the opponent the entire time. And then for the final nail in the coffin, if you were really close to death, Scorpion could pop trait and then just teleport into you and get some guaranteed damage. And then if you were cornered, he didn't even have to spin the bar because his default version still keeps him close, and look at all that guaranteed damage you took before you could even move. If you're at 5% health or less, this move pretty much guaranteed that you would die. And you know what? For an honorable mention, we should also mention his super, because guess what? It switches sides, just like his teleport. Now, of course, once you know that, it's not a big deal because you have all the time in the world to react to it. However, just imagine you've never fought Scorpion before and you get caught by this thing when you're low on health. That would be very frustrating because there's no way to react to it the first time it happens. Look how fast he switches sides, and it hits mid so you can't duck under it. And oh my god, this move is -7 on block, and look at the pushback. Is this super safe? Is it a cross-up super that's actually safe on block? Alright, here we go, moment of truth. I'm playing Batman right now. Oh my god, I think it might actually be safe because that's a 6-frame move and I could not punish it. Oh my god, his super is safe. Wow, that's actually crazy because keep in mind, this super tracks the opponent's location. It goes to wherever they are on the screen. Maybe you can jump it on reaction and just hold up. That might be the answer. Let's try that. Alright, here we go. Time to see. I'm holding straight up, and yes, you can just jump to avoid this thing, so that's why it's safe. But keep in mind, he could still use this move to whiff punish pretty much anything from full screen, so it's still a great super, and if you blocked it, you got no reward for that. So in my honest opinion, this super is still pretty crazy. In fact, I forgot how crazy it actually was. So now it's time for Mortal Kombat X, and we have to talk about Jacqui. I know it's cliche, but it can't be helped. This character was so annoying and so frustrating that she made a certain YouTuber famous, and I'm not even gonna mention his name because the comments will do it for me. That's how infamous this player became. And it's all thanks to this move right here, the hand cannon. As you can see, it hits 4 times by default and starts up extremely fast. So not only was it really annoying to get past, but armor wouldn't even beat it a lot of the time because it fires 4 bullets very quickly. And even though this move does hit high, you have to release block if you want to avoid it, otherwise you're guaranteed to take chip damage. And as you can see, that chip damage adds up very quickly. It's pretty much 5% every single time you're caught blocking, and if you block 1 bullet, you have to block the rest of them. So once again, if you wanted to avoid this move, you had to release block, which is very risky in Mortal Kombat X because so many moves hit mid and lead to a full combo, and Jacqui is no exception, but even so, you gotta let go of block if you want to duck this move. However, do be careful because Jacqui could always meter burn, and the meter burn hits mid, so if you're not blocking, it will knock you on your butt and send you far away to full screen, which means she can just keep doing this even more. As you can see, this one move is extremely annoying. It's great for space control, it breaks armor, it can catch you jumping too because you fall on the bullets, and the meter burn just makes it that much tougher to deal with. And then on top of all of that, Jacqui is honestly a pretty versatile character. She has good combos, she has good frame data, restands, all that annoying stuff. So even if you do learn how to deal with her zoning, she has so many other things to put you on the back foot and just make you hate playing Mortal Kombat X. And then for Mortal Kombat 11, you already know who we're gonna talk about, the queen of stomps herself, Sheeva. This character was so annoying and so frustrating when she first came out that tons of players refused to play the game anymore. And make no mistake, this stomp was good against everybody, not just casual players. Even at the highest level of play, some players could win pro tournaments using mostly this move, and you think I'm exaggerating? I am not. There were in fact several tournaments where players won by abusing Sheeva's stomps, and a lot of them weren't even pro players, but they still won the tournaments that had pro players competing, which means pro players lost to this move. That's how good it was. And I can already hear some people in the comment section typing, oh, it's not that hard, just walk around it or dash on reaction. Okay, tell me you just started playing without telling me you just started playing. Once again, this move has been nerfed a lot, because when Sheeva first came out, nobody was downplaying the stomp because it was an absolute nightmare, and there's a lot of reasons why. For starters, she could choose how long she delayed it for. It did not have a set timing, so there was no consistent way to avoid the stomp. Trust me, there just wasn't. However, on top of delaying the stomp, the Sheeva player could also aim the stomp, so if you dashed backwards all the time, the Sheeva player could learn that and then just fall behind you or fall in front of you, whatever they wanted to do. They could mix it up as much as they wanted to. And because the stomp recovered so fast back in the day, the Sheeva player could just do it again over and over again. Punishing her was so hard because, I'm not joking, the second she landed, she could just stomp again. That's how fast it recovered. And then on top of that, the move had a weird hitbox issue where Sheeva would actually duck a bit when landing, so your high attacks would just miss if you timed things incorrectly, and that was very frustrating. And then for the final nail in the coffin, the hitbox was just ridiculous. It was much wider on each side of Sheeva, and as a result, certain characters could not avoid this stomp to save their life, especially if they had a bad forward dash or back dash. And then if they had both, oh man, Sheeva was a nightmare with this stomp. Once again, when Sheeva first came out, this stomp was absurdly good. In fact, it remained really good for a long amount of time. And don't forget, if she landed 3 in a row, she could then meter burn and get all this chunky damage. Look at that, 32%, that's a combo. In fact, look at the life bar, Devora's already over half dead when you include the other stomps. And honestly, that's just the basic stuff. Sheeva could also do setups like this that pretty much guaranteed her stomp at the end of combos. In fact, these setups might still work. I don't know, it's been a long time since I played Sheeva, but back in the day, these setups were pretty hype to me. I know it's cheap, but I kinda like dirt like this. I find it fun. Once again, Sheeva has been nerfed a lot. I think she's still a decent character, but certain moves like her stomp are almost useless now, and her dragon stance is also a lot weaker, but I think that might be for the best because this character was extremely annoying. Pretty much everybody hated this character unless you were the one playing her. In fact, she even drove a streamer to tears, which was actually a pretty big deal at the time. It was the tears heard around the world, and it might very well be why NetherRealm finally nerfed the stomp, because that was giving NetherRealm bad PR to have that woman cry on stream. Alright, and there you have it everyone, the most annoying characters that NetherRealm has ever made. But let me know which characters you hate the most in the comment section down below. And then while you're down there, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.